right, hey, today we're doing a live version of factoring trinomials. If you want to be a part of the video, please feel free to ask questions. If not, I will take questions towards the end. Big thing is that we're looking for, once again, number one rule, find greatest common factors. Identifying the number of terms. If we've got 4 terms, we use grouping. 2 terms, we use sum or difference of cubes or the difference of squares. But 3 terms, we originally said, okay, that's just GCF. But now I'm going to actually show you how to factor those, especially whenever we have a coefficient of 1. A lead coefficient of 1 simply means that outside of my formula, I have a 1 right out front. Okay, that's it. So here's a question for you, and I'll give you a second to try it. What do you get when you FOIL x plus 4 times x plus 3? Try it now real quick in your notes. I know that you guys know how to do the FOIL method. Did anyone get an answer? Anyone want to share their answer? Okay, Josh? Good. Okay, x squared plus 7x plus 12. Take a look at those numbers, 12 and 7. What is their relationship to 4 and 3? Nick? Perfect, yeah, you can add them to get 7, but then you can multiply them to get 12. So essentially what we're going to be doing today is we're going to start with trinomials that are in that form, that x squared plus bx plus c form. That's the formal notation for it. We're going to look to see what 2 numbers we have will multiply to get the last number, but add to get us the middle number. And then I'm going to throw in some subtraction too to kind of, or subtract negative symbols too in order to show you what that looks like. So take a look at the following here. X squared plus 7x plus 10. What 2 numbers? This is essentially what you have to ask yourself. What 2 numbers will multiply to get you 10, but add to get you 7? Hannah? 5 and 2. So then whenever you're writing your answer, you're going to split your x's. And then because this is because it said plus 5 and plus 2 to give you 7, there's your answer. That's it. It gets a little more complicated when we have a negative, but that's pretty much the game plan of it. All right, take a look at example 2, a squared plus 21a plus 20. Those of you at home, feel free to chime in if you want to. What's going to multiply to give you 20 and add to give you 21? 20 and 1. So again, we split the a's. Since we're adding to get both of them, one of them is going to be a plus 20, and then the other one's going to be a plus 1. Here's where it gets just a little bit more difficult. I'll kind of walk you through this one. What's going to, we've got m squared plus 6m minus 7. So obviously first, okay, when we split this up, we've got m and m. Then we have to think what's going to multiply to give us negative 7 and add to give us positive 6. Okay. 7 and negative 1. Okay, so one of them's got to be a positive 7, and one of them's going to be a negative 1. So we can incorporate that negative in there for our result. Try example 4 on your own. See if you can find something that's going to multiply to give you negative 48 and add to give you positive 13. Yeah, Nick, go ahead.
So would it be -3 and 16?
-3 and 16, nice. X, so x minus 3 and x plus 16. Okay, so what do we know here real quick? Anytime that you have a negative in your back part of your equation, one of your factors is going to be positive, the other one is going to be negative. That's going to happen every single time. One of your factors is going to be positive, the other one is going to be negative. So, looking at example 5 here, okay, we switch where the negative actually is in the problem. We've got k squared minus 15k plus 36. What would multiply to give you a positive 36 and add to give you a negative 15? Yep. Good. -12 and -3. Remember, two negatives create that positive, so that's how we end up with a positive 36. And then whenever we add those two negatives together, that's how we get the negative 15. Notice how when your back half is positive and your front is negative, you should end up with two negative factors. Try example 6. I saw somebody's hand last time online. Didn't catch it in time, but I'll look a little more astutely. What's going to multiply to give you 18 and add to give you negative 11? Yep, go ahead. -9 and -2. Good. Hopefully, I'm hoping that somewhere out there in your heads you're thinking, okay, this isn't terrible. This isn't so bad. So we've looked at a couple different ones. We've looked at positive. Both signs are positive. We've looked at ones where the first is positive and the second one is negative. If you notice, that means that our signs are different. Here are negative and then a positive. The signs are the same. We'll look at number 7. Number 8 has two negatives. What I'd like you to do right now is try, I'll give you a minute or two, try number 7, and then try number 8. See if you can get them both. I'd like to hear from, if you're not too shy for being on film, I wouldn't mind hearing from a few different people. Yeah, Raj, go ahead. Good. C minus 4 and C minus 5. And number 8. Duncan, number 8. Okay, Hannah. -8 and +3. Good deal. All right. Not too many left. I've got 4 more left for you because I think this is good practice. Try numbers 9 and 10. Okay, anybody at home like to volunteer? Olivia, go ahead. Good. -8 and +5. Notice how, because of that back half being negative, we've got 2 different signs for our factors. This is awesome. All right. How about example number 10? What would multiply to give you -56 and add to give you -1? Nick, go ahead. Good. All right. Last 2. What happens whenever we have 2 variables with us? Okay. I'm going to show you how to do number 11. It's super simple. And then I'll have you try example number 12. So 11, we've got x squared plus 11xy plus 24y squared. You're doing the same exact thing. What's going to multiply to give you 24 and add to give you 11? Yep. 8 and 3. So what we're going to do, we're going to split our x's. And then since it was a +8 and a +3, and now the only difference, because we have that y squared in the back half, we're going to split our y's. If for some reason you feel like you're incorrect on one of these, you can always check your work by using the FOIL method, which is very nice. Okay, just to kind of show you on this one, you get x squared plus 3xy plus 8xy plus 24y squared, which then you guys know 3 and 8, that equals 11. So that ends up giving you that same result that you previously had. And go ahead, take a second, try example number 12. Okay, what's going to multiply to give us -48 and add to give us +2? Hannah? 8 and negative 6. Okay, so we'll include, this will be b plus 8, and then I'll include the c, and b minus 6c. And you can also interchange these. It could be b minus 6c first, and then b plus 8c. And honestly, guys, never feel ashamed if you have to write out, outside. Okay, 48, that's 12 and 4, 24 and 2, 6 and 8. And then going from there and being like, okay, well, this will give me 16, or it would give me 8. This would give me 26 or 22 if I subtract it. This would give me 14 or a 2. Okay, so don't feel like you have to do it all in your head. Okay. That's it for the notes. I will give the corresponding homework here in a minute.